Hello, everyone. Welcome to Setting the Trend with T-Patz. Today, I would like to talk about not ignoring the voices of warning that comes to us, or that prompt to saying, stay at home, or go right instead of left, or don't catch that flight. A lot of times we hear what we call something told me not to do A, B, C, D, or E. However, that something is the voice of God protecting us. On yesterday, we had a family outing. We went to Applebee's, went bowling, and headed home on I-65. There were two 18-wheelers in front of me. There was one coming up on the side of me. And while driving, I noticed one of the 18-wheelers, like it was like swerving, or like it was going to run into the bridge. And I told the girls that were in the car with me, I was like, well, I'm just going to slow down a little. Well, the voice came to me, was like a 18-wheeler was going to be in an accident. So I really slowed down. Then I was like, well, I'm just going to fall back in the traffic. It wasn't 10 minutes later that we see clouds of black smoke. We're thinking it's a tornado because the weather was bad. And I was like, is that a tornado forming in the clouds? So the girls in the car, along with my nieces and nephew, were like, T, I don't think that's a tornado. Said it looked like just a black cloud. I said, well, we're about to run into some really bad weather. Well, we kept on driving, and the smoke got thicker and thicker. And we got to exit 151 on Interstate 65. You guys, this 18-wheeler, which had passed us, had just caught on fire. The hood part, the cabin was totally engulfed. It was burning the rail, some of the grass. It was so hot that you can feel the heat inside of my car, or the SUV. You can feel the heat. I uploaded that short of the fire and the 18-wheeler. But what I would like to talk about is just being obedient to those voices, to that voice that we often hear telling us not to go somewhere, not to do something. In my case, it was telling me that an accident was going to happen. Even though I prayed about the accident, it still happened, but it could have been worse. What if it had a burst in flames on the interstate, and it was deep traffic yesterday? People going on vacation, or people coming from vacation. But just to pay attention to those still small voice that we hear every day in our daily walk. We call it something telling me not to do this, or something telling me not to do that. That is your inner man, your voice protecting you in your life. And so many times we have heard that voice and ignored it, and it has cost us. I can remember even growing up, like if I didn't want to go to a party, it would just overwhelm me not to go to a party. You wake up the next day, you find out something done happened at that party. Or I'm just speaking in my life in general, but everybody has experienced this at least some point in their life, where that voice that sounds like us, but it's so soft and it's so smooth, that telling us don't do it, or go and apologize, or it'll tell us to do what's right. It's not going to tell us to do wrong. Even though you have thoughts that come to you to do wrong, you don't want to listen to them thoughts. You want to listen to thoughts say to steal, kill, and rob and all that. You want to listen to those thoughts that come to you that impress upon you to not to do certain things or to forgive a person. Or sometimes I can be in the store and I'm getting impatient. It's like that same voice to tell me, just be patient. Or if we're going somewhere on a trip and I be so aggravated, like everybody don't want to get it together, that still small voice reminds me of what I'm being protected from, or we're being protected from on down the road. You get in the car and you notice this car hit a wreck or this didn't happen, and you realize, had I left when I wanted to leave, that could have been me easily. So a lot of times we have to listen to that still small voice in our life to avoid bad things from happening. And we have to learn how to be patient. We have to learn how to be still again and know that He is God, because God, He's not going to put us through anything that He know that we could not go through. And I'm so glad that I have learned how to be patient, because yesterday I could have been flying on that interstate, and like I say, we don't know what could have happened. I haven't gotten any updates about that 18-wheeler. I'm going to look it up, but I don't even think it made the news. But we did see a man sitting in the road, and a car had pulled over just up the road, but that fire was very hot. The fire truck and the state troopers were headed that way. I don't even think a state trooper was up there when we passed by, but they was on their way there. But that fire was very, very bad, and I hope and pray that no one was in there. We believe the man that was sitting on the side of the road was the truck driver. It was just real bad. And then when we were leaving from the bowling alley headed home, that was a bad car accident. Again, I think we were going to go get something to eat. One of the kids or somebody wanted something to eat. That slowed us down. So a lot of times it's the little things that happen that keep and protect us, these unseen dangers. You know, and always remember, before you leave, pray. Say a simple prayer. You don't even say, Lord, protect me. Pray over your car. You know, if you're going anywhere, it's imperative that you pray and cover yourself, because we never know. Even in your home at night, cover your home, cover your family, cover your children while they sleep, cover yourself while you sleep, because it's so much evil forces that are trying to just destroy us, and we have to stay on guard with prayer. But I was just coming to share on how to listen to that still small voice that we hear often, but a lot of times we ignore it, and when we ignore it, it causes us big time. I had a wonderful Sunday. We didn't cook today. I ate Burger King. I wanted me a Whopper, so I went and got a Whopper with cheese, and it was fixed fresh. It was good. I really don't care for fries. So Ava ate the fries. I ate a couple but I really don't like fries that much anymore. And I swallowed, and I had a Sprite. So that was my supper. And I'm sitting at my mom's house right now. I'm finna get ready to go home. But I just wanted to come and share that Sunday encouragement is to listen to that still small voice that a lot of us say, something told me or something is telling me. That's your protector. Call it your protector instead of something. It's a person to protect and shield us from seen and unseen dangers. I love you. Thank you. Don't forget to like, leave a comment, and share. And subscribe to the channel if you're not. Love you.